years of experience and are giving their best to bring the comedic mystery to life. Amanda Geddes is the head of the stage crew. Mrs. Llewellyn is the assistant director and helps with costumes, and Mr. Cottrell is serving as the director. And in the spring, there will be the first musical at Interstate 35 in the past 5 years. NHS, National Honor Society, is currently having new people apply for the position to become a member in the upcoming weeks. Mrs. Halligan, the new foods teacher, is trying to set up a new program called FCCLA, which stands for Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America. She wants to provide an additional career and technical, student-centered, and student-led leadership organization opportunity for all I-35 students. They will conduct service learning projects based on the needs of our community. So they will do a project that's called Adopting Families Who Are in Need for Christmas, collecting food pantry items, providing babysitting services for families to enjoy a night off, hosting a blood drive, creating fleece blankets, and donating to homeless families and/or donating to local hospitals. She is currently promoting leadership and personal growth, strengthening the family unit, encouraging community involvement through cooperative action, and preparing students for career and adult life by developing practical, critical thinking, and communication skills for life. Students will start a food-related business opportunity run completely by students so they can use funds they raise to attend leadership opportunities around the state and nation. Currently, Mr. Beckel has added music in the hallway during passing period, and while some people do not approve of it, others are enjoying themselves.
Thank you, Haley. All right, Ross is here.
Before we get to Ross, Haley, do you want to just quick, since this is your first meeting, do you want to just quick introduce yourself and then just kind of tell us what year you are, what activities and things that you're involved in here at I-35? You want to share some of that for us?
Sure. My name's Haley Cormany. I am a junior. I am a part of the football cheer team. I am a part of the drama department. I do marching band, and I am also a part of the golf team.
Awesome, thank you. And Haley went through a very strict interview process. I think she agreed to do this like on Wednesday of last week, so she's jumped right into it. So thank you, Haley, for jumping into this role. Ross, why don't you jump up to the mic there, bud? Ross, do you remember when you first started serving as the student rep?
I sure do.
What year were you?
It was my freshman year, I want to say, towards the end of my freshman year.
So a little over 2 years you served as the student rep to the board?
Yes, sir.
And we had never done this at I-35 prior to you coming, the way I understand it?
I don't believe so, no. So I just...
Mom is saying that's correct, or we have? Okay. Long time, gotcha. So when you took over that role, did you know it was a 2-year commitment?
No, personally I didn't, but we, stepped up to the board, or stepped up to the plate and, gave it my best, and I appreciate you guys letting me represent the school and everything going on at the school.
Well, I think I can speak for the board here, and thank you for serving the role for 2 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
We greatly appreciate you coming in on one Monday a month and giving us an update and keeping the board updated that way. Is there anybody on the board that would like to say anything to Ross?
So the days you weren't here, your presence was missed. I appreciate having you on the board and the time that you took to, I think, solicit the information and bring it back to the board. And the detailed information, you were involved in a lot of stuff that you were talking about as well, so it was good to hear firsthand from a student that was in the FFA, that was a student that was participating in those activities. That's a valuable insight, and I appreciate the time I got to spend with you on the board, so thank you, Ross.
Yeah, thank you. I very much appreciate that.
So Ross, tomorrow stop in to my office. Unfortunately, I forgot your gift on my kitchen counter, so I have something for you. So stop in tomorrow and I'll get that for you, okay?
Okay, well,
Thank you for serving in that role. We greatly appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Ross, and thank you, Haley. Yep. All right, next up, I think Ross is going to end up speaking again, I guess, on the Roadrunners Celebrate Success. So we have the FFA here to speak with us. So.
Is it in like Google? Can you just share it with Chad?
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Back up here again. These are my fellow members of the FFA chapter, and tonight we would like to speak to you about an upcoming trip. This would be in January, and kind of share a little bit about FFA in general and like what we do throughout the year, and provide a little bit of information on that.
Okay, so we have over 100 members in our chapter, including high school and middle school. There's a bunch of activities we do throughout the year, including CD Day. There's a bunch of volunteer stuff that we do. It just helps grow our FFA chapter.
So our chapter is, I'll start off with this. The Supreme National the prestigious award recognizes a chapter's outstanding achievements in student growth, chapter growth, and community development. So we applied 1 out of 14 chapters, and we got a gold rating, which advanced us up to the national level, where we were honored at the national convention, and we received a silver rating in this award.
We do various different activities throughout the year. Some of the main ones that we participate in are CDE Day, so that's Career Development exploratory day, and this is always at Osceola at the Clark County Fairgrounds. This is where we do different contests such as livestock judging, horse judging, poultry judging, and there's meat evaluations and that type of thing. Another kind of main thing that we focus on too is a lot of fundraising, so we can go on a lot of these trips, such as state convention, national convention, and as well as this trip out to Denver. We also, during FFA week, we try to get the community involved as much as possible, and the kids throughout school. We'll have dress-up days. It can range from wear blue and gold to dress as a farmer and that type of thing. And then we also like to give back to the teachers during that week as well. We have a teacher breakfast, and that is generally the Monday or Tuesday of FFA week. And yeah, we like to participate in many community events as well.
So there's Think a Farmer, it's including the middle school FFA members. So that just helps get the younger kids involved so they can eventually want to be part of the high school chapter. They host games during certain events that the school holds. We did Little Hands on the Farm a couple years ago, maybe it was last year. That was good. We were helping with other kids that we don't know that could eventually get into the FFA stuff as well. So we do like to involve a lot of the community for the FFA things that we do.
This year we did a greenhouse sale, and we did really good. We sold a lot of plants. We got interviewed by WHO Radio and trying to spread the word about our FFA chapter and trying to get more people involved in that. And we volunteered with Tight and Tire at the at Farm Progress Show, and we just volunteered and we helped to try and advertise them so we could look at the show and look around at that.
Throughout this past year, we've had very high success within our chapter. We have 9 Iowa degree recipients, which is the most in our chapter history. So congratulations to those who received that. Also, we participated in a contest to state, and it was the alternate to state, and our chapter has never been able to accomplish this before. So we're in hopes that we can continue this success throughout this school year as well.
Okay, so this year at the Iowa State Fair, we had 3 ushers that went. This is the first time we've had any ushers in a long time, so that was a good experience. It helped out with just things that you should be doing when you're older, just to get more experience with the work environment. We've had, so Addison actually got to be, what was it?
Nominated for the state band.
Yes, she was nominated for the state band, so that was very exciting to her. We had a couple people at County Fair that showed, a couple people bring projects to the Iowa State Fair, so it just brings our chapter more recognition.
This year we did fruit sales, and we more than doubled our previous record in 2016 of 16,000. We raised a lot more money. We got our first gold ratings in our scrapbook, the first in many years at least, and that's a big deal for our chapter. And we had top 5 placings by multiple members, helping us achieve a first place as a group. That was a lot of fun for our members to participate in.
So we also, with the career development days, we had one last Tuesday, and this was where we participated in all the contests, and we had some pretty high success in that. We're district runner-ups out of all chapters in Iowa, so doing good there. We've had multiple individual and as well as team winners through the different contests. And this is the best CDE day our chapter's had in many years, so congratulations to everybody who participated in that.
Okay, so our FFA advisor received the National Supreme Chapter, wait a minute. Okay, yes, so she received that last year, I think. That was pretty exciting to let everybody know that our FFA advisor received that. That's something exciting for all of our members. We also received the National Supreme Chapter, like our chapter. That's super exciting for us. Just gets our chapter out there. It's really exciting for all the FFA members to go around telling everybody things that are happening to us. It's just exciting.
We do building team activities to try and get the FFA members to get to know each other and to grow a community. So we do a thing called FFA Week where we have competitions and we make teams and we just compete in events. And we do team building exercises during class to try and teach our FFA members how to work together and how to maybe draw other kids into our program.
So these pictures up here on the board, this is our Ag Olympics contest. So we had an Ag Olympics contest last year during FFA week, and it was for all middle school and high school members. We were able to get in groups and go through many different leadership involvements and stuff. We had many different obstacles, as you can see there in that picture. We had where you had to jump around cones and go around weaving the cones, and then the next person in line would do a different contest or a different obstacle where they would throw hay bales. And this is just, it brings us together as a chapter, represents the leadership part of the chapter.
So, as we've said before, we take many trips. It helps us build relationships. We take trips to national convention, state convention. So the freshmen all get to go to the Green Hand Fire Up. It just gets them excited and pumped for the year. There's a lot of ag-related trips that we go on. It just helps them understand the agricultural part of the FFA and not just the fun part. Like, there's actually something you have to learn when you're in FFA, not just fun stuff. But yeah, we do a lot of trips that help us build relationships and grow our minds for agriculture.
In our school, we do FFA events not only for high school, but also for some elementary and middle school. The first picture, we did FFA week events like coloring competitions among the younger grades. We did flowergrams for Valentine's Day where a parent or a teacher could send like a flower to their kid just for fun, and we had to pass those out. That was fun. And then the staff breakfast was where during the FFA week where we made the breakfast and we served it to the teachers as a thank you.
So, our chapter would like to increase enrollment for FFA members. I know last year we had a dramatic increase in people who joined the chapter, which is awesome. We want to keep building on that and keep expanding our chapter. We want to reach out to, middle school members, get them involved as early as we can, so that way they can grow within the chapter as they get into their high school years. We want to increase service learning, so different community involvements, whether that's, as a chapter going around picking up trash out of the ditches or just helping local farmers out on the farm, that different type of, stuff like that. And then, in addition, we have a 3-year plan for upcoming trips in the future as well.
So for the 3-year plan, so this is going to be split up. We're not going to do all the big trips in one year just to save money and stuff. So the first year we're going to go to National Convention, and then it goes to the National Western Stock Show, which this is the stock show in January that we're going to. And then we're going to go to more local and state trips the next year after that. So it's all going to get split up into each year. It just helps us save money and makes it more exciting for the younger classmen that are going to come up and go to the same trips that we went on.
Our proposal for you is an educational trip to the National Western Stock Show this January. The last time this chapter went to this event was in January of 2020, which was 5 years ago.
So we're going to have we're going to get there in a train. I'm not sure, I've never rode on a train before, but we're going to sit next to people we've probably never sat next to, talk to more people in our FFA chapter. We have a big one, so there's a lot of people we can still talk to, the younger classmen that we can learn to get along with, I guess. So we're going to have 15 members that can tag along with us. Those 15 members that we bring will have to have enough points to go. So volunteering for things, CDE Day, all those events will get you your points to be able to go on this trip. We're going to take 4 adults to go with us just to supervise. We're going to be visiting the National Western Stock Show. This is going to build connections. It's going to be in Colorado, so we're learning about other states also. We're going to visit Estes Park and go on like mountains and stuff. It's just going to be a learning experience for everyone. Do you guys have any questions?
So I think first off, I heard you say that 100 current members that are part of the FFA from
Yes.
middle school up?
Yes, so it's somewhere around there.
Roughly, yeah.
Yes, so there has been a big leap from what we've had in the past, and it's really exciting. I think it's because of all the stuff we do with the community. It just gets everybody excited to want to do this stuff.
Yeah. I think that's phenomenal. Was that 10% of the student body? Roughly? More than 10% of the student body is in FFA. That's absolutely phenomenal. The next question I have, and it pertains to the Iowa FFA degree. I don't think many people appreciate what it takes to get that. Can you just give a brief summary of what somebody has to do to get the FFA degree? And then I want to follow up with, reminding everybody we had 9 of them last year. So if you could just, quick summary of what that entails.
Yep, so to get your Iowa degree, you have to be an active chapter member for 2 years. So you have to participate in activities. And in addition, you also have to have 2 years of FFA classes, and so that's part of it. And then you have to go online through the FFA website. It's called the AET, and you keep records of whatever you may doing. There's different types of SAEs. There's paid placement, unpaid placement, exploratory, just kind of different ones depending upon your interests, so to speak. For example, mine was paid placement, so I personally used my mowing business as one because I can relate to different plant species and stuff, and how to maintain, the hydroponics and all those different systems to ensure, healthy soil quality, healthy plant life, all that different stuff. Part of the paid placement is you have to have, I think you have to earn $1,500, I want to say. This part of, you know, your job and stuff, and you have to fill out many different records for like what you have done throughout the year for your SAE and that type of thing. There's different just requirements depending upon your SAE as well. So it's a lot of record keeping, but it's well worth it.
Well, thank you for that explanation. When I looked into it, it kind of reminded me of kind of a mini 2-year thesis, that you have to go through, in addition to like work study program type of combination. And I think it's just phenomenal that our program at, I-35 had 9 people, get their Iowa FFA degree. So, and I think we've had a whole wall of that somewhere. You guys have a wall of everybody's names at I-35, and that's got to feel pretty good getting your name. I assume you're ready and excited to get your name up on the wall, too?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But hopefully,
memorialized forever.
Hopefully, the next coming years we can have more than that,
Yeah.
have whatever, 15, 20 members receive their degrees in a year. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. No, thank you. And
Any
I
other
will note, we do
questions?
have this on the agenda tonight for their trip, so pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to say great presentation, very impressive numbers. The service learning, you guys make it look like a ton of fun. So I have no doubt the program's gonna grow a lot over the next couple of years. So good job. That looks like a lot of hard work, but a lot of fun stuff too. So yeah,
well,
good job.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Any other questions?
So 15 kids get to go on this, and
Yep.
these are just high schoolers
Yep.
that are eligible to go.
Just high schoolers get to go on this trip. Yep. And
Okay, so how many kids are in the program just in high school?
just in high school, it's around 60 kids, I want to say. It's almost split in half between our middle school and high school chapters. So, yep.
So what happens if more than the 15 complete the requirements to be able to go on the trip?
From there, I think it'll be kind of like an interview process, and like we'll fill out why we want to go and that type of thing. Make sure we have enough points to go. Make sure we've been active in the chapter and are able to go to this trip. We just got to make sure that we can meet all the requirements. So.
Are there a lot of kids excited and wanting to go?
Oh, I think so. I mean, I've heard a lot of excitement throughout, the class that I've had, fellow FFA members in and stuff. It's not something that, you get to experience every day, because it's a whole nother lifestyle of agriculture out there, It's not like Iowa where you got cornfields everywhere and bean fields everywhere, It's a lot of pasture and that type of thing. So it'll be a good learning experience for everybody involved.
I did have a question. What's like a trip like that cost to do that? I was just wondering. Like, I know you guys are raising money and everything to help with stuff and everything, but what's that?
Yeah, so I'm not 100% sure what a trip
I
like
think your
that.
advisor's
I'll
going to
bet
come up and
someone
help you.
walking up here
Yeah.
can tell me.
Your advisor's going to come bail you out on that one.
So far, we've only looked in the train tickets since it hasn't been approved yet, but they were around $3,000. But the chapter has enough money to pay it all. And last year, they sold over $30,000 of fruit. And we also do other fundraisers through the year. We made $3,000 taking tickets at the NASCAR race in August. So we'll have plenty of money to go. And it won't be out of pockets for any of the members.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's also going to include the FFA sales that we do this year. So it's going to be last year's FFA sale, or the fruit sales, and this year's. So it's going to be hopefully $30,000 more for this year also.
And excuse me, I'm sure you guys already do this. I just haven't got a mailer or anything for it. What is it? How do you sponsor the FFA?
So just us. Yeah, just to buy fruit, and
If you wanted to make an individual
If you would like to help the
donation.
members, you can buy their fruit, which they're going to start selling on October 10th. But also, yeah, we accept donations too.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Well done. Appreciate it.
Yeah, just for clarification, we will, you guys don't have to say, but yeah, we will vote on that later in the meeting, so. Yep, okay. Yeah. All right, next we have the administrator's report. We had Dr. Wood's report that you all should have received in your agenda packet. Any questions or conversations for Dr. Woods? One of the things I want to say is I was reading through this, I really like the individual specific goals that you have for like vocabulary and stuff. It's you guys clearly put a lot of time and a lot of thought into that, and they're, you know, specific for each grade all the way through sixth grade. So it was really good to see those you know, specific goals that you have. So thank you to you and your team for pulling that together. And I did have a question about the pictures. So this was a learning day that you guys had. I think you do this every year, right? Oh, not this one? Okay, maybe something different.
It's just from Friday, I think.
Oh, this Friday? Okay.
Just PD interaction.
Okay.
So no special things.
Okay.
Just listening to me speak for a while. So.
Yes, yes. No, thank you for sharing. Any other questions for Dr. Woods?
What were they working on in there? Because I see boards full of words.
Yep. So I had them write a 5-paragraph essay that had specific vocabulary. So we had a combination of all of our priorities wrapped into one activity. I'm glad I didn't get too close to some boards. There were some, catching phrases and good closures and all kinds of fun stuff in there. So, but they had fun with it, and it was good to refresh on what we're asking of kids, but also how do we support kids in doing all of those things we're asking them to do throughout the day. So.
Just a quick question. So I know in the letter, the September 25th or 15th, excuse me, you talked about working closely with Mr. Beckel and Mr. Weber about not security, but safety, school safety.
Yep.
I'm assuming that the SRO is involved in that as well? Okay. Just curious.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Woods. All right. And next up, we had Mr. Beckel's report. I don't see him in the audience tonight. Oh, Suns football game. That's very important to be at. So is there any questions or comments on Mr. Beckel's report? Okay.
No, I'm personally excited to see the foods program taking off again. The pictures you shared, looks like they're doing some cool stuff, so that's exciting with everything. And I guess I'd be interested to know, you said there's 43 personal electronic device policy violations, including warnings. Do teachers have to note when they give a warning on that?
They call down to the office, and he or Mr. Weber, administrator, goes down and confiscates the phone.
Oh, with a warning? Like, do kids have a quick, like, is there any initial warning, like, hey, you're not supposed to have this, put them away, or is it just?
They go down, they get it addressed through the office.
Okay.
Yeah.
It sounds like it says confiscation and warning.
Yeah.
So they confiscate it and they warn them. So. Okay. All right. Next, we have the superintendent report. I'll start with the facilities update. I see Garrett's in the audience tonight.
And I will invite Garrett up to provide what may be the final.
That's what I was gonna say. It's been a couple months, but glad to be back here, guys. Yeah, final update for this project, probably. Really, to kind of put a bow on it, I just sent April this morning an updated kind of budget summary, so she can hopefully share that with you guys, but kind of gives you a tally of where we started on bid day, where we ended now. We're still well within budget. That was good. Let April, you guys start planning for the next adventures there. So if you have any questions as you're looking into that, let me know, phone call or email, whatever works for you. Then I think we've really got just a couple of outstanding items up there. We got a door that got blown open during construction. It's shut, it's functioning just fine. We're just getting it replaced and we're struggling to get it painted. So working through that. Once it's painted or not, we'll get it up here and then paint it up here. We just want to get it in and keep that moving. And then some overseeding will happen here by the end of this month, hit that fall seeding window. So no real other updates other than that. I think the facility looks good, and I think I mentioned to Mr. Grandin I like the corn in the back like that. So hopefully you won't get that every year, but it was a nice feature this year. So
I will say it's a nice, kind of our mini Field of Dreams replica. I went out there and looked at it, and it was pretty cool. I did have a question, and I don't know, how this pertains, and it's more of a, I guess, I don't know if it's theoretical, but I had a couple community members reach out about random stuff they saw with the construction. Like, I'm not a construction guy, so you're going to have to bear with me here. One guy reached out to me and said there was drainage not done right. It was uphill instead of downhill in a certain part of the parking lot up there. And I think that's being addressed. But my question is, how does this work going forward if we identify other things like that? And then my second question is, did we mark all the fiber that we ran? Sorry.
yeah,
I had to get that in, Garrett.
That was a long time ago, man.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Don't forget,
first
Garrett.
question's more, yeah.
fiber has been marked. The rest of it, you guys have a 1-year warranty. All the bid package contractors had to submit to us 1-year contractor warranty. So we'll get out on the calendar here in 11th month walkthrough, so we can meet with the school walkthrough facility. We just did one for the labs. Was that right before school started? Yeah. So kind of address anything that had come up, and those are good. I mean, we can only fix what we did. As contractors will argue if it was per design and stuff, that's what we fight with. But we also like those 11-month walkthroughs to hear how the space is working for you guys, so we can share that with the designer or with us as we're looking through next projects. Well, it might not affect you guys, but if there's something that, man, this just doesn't work right for us, it's good to know. So it's kind of, we get a benefit out of that 11-month walkthrough from that end. You guys get the opportunity to share with us any loose ends that have come up or anything that you guys have caught since we turned it over to you and you've been using the space, and then we can address it with the contractors as part of that 1-year warranty. Yep.
And I'll just add too, I think the drainage thing that you were talking about, I think that's the same thing that Dan and I walked up and saw, and that actually was not part of the project, that was separate. It was on the corner there by the greenhouse. And so that's been addressed already with the concrete work that you guys approved. Was it last month or the month before? But that work is done, so hopefully that eliminates that issue.
Okay, yeah. Anything else, let me know, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Garrett. All right, and the next topic's the early retirement incentive.
Before we jump into that, I just want to make sure we point out during this time is that facilities meeting on the 15th, that community meeting that we're having in the library at 6 o'clock. So just want to make sure we point that out as well.
And we did get the mailers out to everyone in the community.
Yep, those went out, I believe they were mailed Tuesday or Wednesday of last week, so.
Okay, all right. Okay, October 15th. And that's in this room? Or the library? In the library, secondary library, okay. Yes, yeah, okay. All right, and next we just have a kind of a discussion item, no vote or anything on potential early retirement incentive discussions. April's going to walk us through what we have done in the past and what our potential options are.
Yes, so on the agenda, I did attach the past plans, but we're really looking at the eligibility. So if we start with the teacher eligibility listing first, at the 15 years of service and age 55, we do have 4 eligible teachers again this year. So looking at, one, do we want to offer the program? All right. offer the early retirement incentive. As we've discussed in the past, it's not a program that was meant to be offered every single year. It is a board decision. It'll come back for a board decision every year. I just kind of looked at, gave you the different options, if it was at a $50,000, a 25, a 15, what that dollar amount was. It is all out of the management fund, and it does come out of next year's budget. They qualify this year, but it is paid in FY27. So whatever's decided, if it is a program that we do want to continue to offer, we'll have deadlines for that application process before we submit our budget for FY27, and then we would then levy property tax for that. And approximately, just kind of keeping that in your mind, management money is 100% property tax. And based on last year's numbers, every 100,000 is about 30 cents of that property tax. I did go ahead and put the history, so going back to 23, 24, and 25, what was offered. And then I put on there how many took it. So there were 3 at 30,000 at the end of the 23 fiscal year, 1 at the end of 24, and none that took it last year to be paid this year. So we didn't have to specifically levy for those retirees because there wasn't anyone that had took it. Do you guys have any questions on the information?
Yeah, I had a couple questions. So I know last year when we were, looking at this, we were debating it, and I think obviously we ultimately voted to approve it for last year, even though no one took it. We did have discussions on the management fund and how much at the time was in the management fund, which last year was, kind of borderline on, where we're there. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna use the word magic. I know it's not magic, but you did some things this year with how we did the budget that the management fund isn't as pressured as what it was in years past.
Correct, with some other factors that go
Yes,
into that
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Specifically the roof damage of the
Yep.
around $400 to $500, $1,000 deductible that could happen. We do buy additional insurance to buy down that deductible, but if we get money put in there, then we wouldn't have to spend that additional funds or those additional funds for that buy down either. So there was lots of things we were trying to do with the management fund to prepare ourselves for the future also.
Yeah. So I guess otherwise stated, I'll ask the question differently. In your opinion, I'll just pick something. Let's say we did the same thing we did last year. Are you at all worried that it has a huge impact on the management fund? You're saying there's 4 teachers that could potentially take it, so we're talking potentially 200,000 is like, what would be your level of alarm as the business manager if all 4 of them took it?
That would be at least 60 cents worth of your property tax, because either way we're looking at that would be next year for FY27 when we do the budget. If just in teachers, that would be 60 cents of our property tax rate would be for this.
Yep. Now, I understand this isn't just a tool for the retirement. It's also a tool for being able to manage budgets and other aspects, right? So you pay here, and then on the backside, you backfill those teachers at a lower salary rate. However, the reason why I'm asking it, that was impacted recently by the legislatures changing that's new. That's a new variable that we have this year that we didn't have in years past. So in your opinion, is this still a valid lever for that type of funding strategy?
It's a tough question.
Yeah, okay.
Yes and no.
Yeah,
It really is, and from what I've seen, and Chad, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but teachers are either changing jobs more often. They're not in the one district forever, so they might come in at that higher level that's mandated. They're coming in with higher education levels, so they're not just a brand new teacher with just a BA degree that you're getting and then hopefully keeping forever. Some are, but not all.
Okay.
So there's just, you can't guarantee that you're gonna get a brand new teacher that has that first lane that they're gonna go into as a replacement for any of these, where back when this was created, that was most common.
Yeah,
The-
yeah.
The
Okay.
teachers went into the workforce and then got additional education, and they stayed forever
Yeah,
where they were at, which is where we're at with a lot of these teachers that we're talking about too.
Yeah.
Obviously, they've been here for a really long time, and we do want to appreciate them also.
yeah,
But is there other ways of doing that?
yeah. And the levers that are available to us on this are obviously the dollar amount that could be awarded, right? We did 50,000 last year, doesn't necessarily have to be that. The number of years in service, tweaking that could, qualify who, how many, 1, 2, 3, or 4 are available. So those are all things the board members should think about between now and next meeting. As
Yeah,
they,
and the age qualification is something that the board can make a decision on, how
Yeah.
long they've been with us, whether to offer it or not is ultimately another decision. We can put other variables to it, similar to what the classified staff. So if we wanted to kind of switch to them and look at how they tier theirs out, and their sick leave does have a value in there, we could look at any real options and it still qualify.
any other questions from the board members? Otherwise, just something for you guys to think about between now and next meeting.
So do we want to switch to the support?
Yeah, we can go over to the support for a quick view.
Classified support, it's the
Yeah.
same.
And last year was the first year, right? We offered anything?
Nope, it was actually offered the year prior.
Oh, 2 years. Oh, okay.
It was just approved again last year.
Okay, all right.
So,
Yeah, that's right.
in both years that it was offered, there weren't any takers, whether they were eligible or not. So this one, because it was already kind of structured a little bit different, I was able to kind of play around with numbers and show a little bit more variation. So the top section is keeping it at the 15 and 55, so at least 15 years of service and age 55. We've got a lot of support staff that qualify, that have been here a long time. So, looking at, what that base is, so if they've been here 25 or more years, they get $7,000 plus whatever their sick leave balance is at a value of $25 a day. So it's giving that value to the sick leave. Those different tiers of how long someone's worked here are set up that way. And then on the bottom half, I did switch it to be, if we wanted to look at age 60 and 20 years of service, using the current rates, we'd only then have 4 eligible that have been here 20 or more years. And then if you wanted to lower that that base that's giving the longevity piece of it, and then possibly changing the sick leave value to $25. All of those things on this one can be changed. They can be implemented into the certified for teachers. We can do whatever, and I can put together anything that you guys, like scenarios that you want me to put together, so.
All right. Thank you, April. Appreciate it. All right. Next, we'll move on to the discuss or approve consent items. You guys should have got the past meeting minutes from our regular scheduled board meeting on 8/25. We had the monthly bills and financial statements. Resignations and contracts. We just had 3 hires. Betty Dolan hired as food service worker. Desiree Kimmel hired as associate, and Shelby Blanchard hired as associate. And then we had our open enrollment. Looks like we had 6 open enrollment out, or 7 open enrollments out. So is there any discussion on the consent items? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion on the consent items.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent items.
It's been properly motioned to approve the consent items. Do I have a second?
I will second.
Been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Next, we have the action agenda. First thing is the FFA engagement proposal, which I think we had a presentation on earlier. Is there any discussion on the engagement proposal?
Did the presentation have dates on it of when the trip is that they're wanting to take this year so that we know?
It didn't have it, but
When
I
and
think
where
they
they're
said it
going.
in January. January.
Okay,
I know that at least they said it. I didn't see if it was on, but it was January, they said.
and what was the location?
What?
Where are they going?
Denver.
Denver.
Yeah. Oh, you need it for your notes.
If that would be for part of the motion to
Yes,
approve for this
motion.
year, any other out-of-state or big travel, we would bring back the years
Individual,
that they
yeah.
apply to.
So a board member would need to specifically motion to approve or disapprove, but approve the FFA trip in January to Denver. Okay. Is there any discussion? Okay, seeing none, I'll entertain, oh, go ahead.
Are we approving the 3-year rotation as it says, or just this year's?
Nope, because we'll have to bring it.
You have to bring back each individual.
Each year, so,
Yeah.
right now, they're just asking approval for Denver.
Yeah.
And it's a tentative improvement. Future boards would still need to make the decision on that, so like, since it's a year from now, we know that it would come back.
Yeah.
Isn't it this January?
No, the rest of the
Okay.
trips, the rest of
All
the
right,
trips that they were talking about in
all
the
right.
proposal, so. All right. Any further discussion? All right, seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I will make a motion to approve the FFA's trip to Denver, Colorado for the National Western Stock Show this school year.
Been properly motioned. Do I have a second?
I would second that.
Been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Next, we have the special education deficit allowable growth. A district may request allowable growth and supplemental aid for negative special education balance for the current school year. The supplemental aid will be calculated by the Department of Management after all special education balances have been finalized. If a district has a positive special education balance, they do not have the ability to request allowable growth and supplemental aid. The date is September 22nd, 2025, indicates when the district's board will approve seeking allowable growth and supplemental aid for a negative special education balance. The recommendation is to approve the special education deficit allowable growth request to the SBRC in the amount of $437,000, $644.58. Is there, April would like to say something. Go ahead.
I was just going to give you the history. So in FY '23, it was $452,000 for the sped deficit. In FY '24, it was $518,000 for the sped deficit. So compared to last year, we are down around $80,000. The special education costs are just continuing to climb, so that's looking good. Using the Medicaid billing services that we've got, that really kind of cushions some of that blow that the district takes on the costs for the ones that we are able to bill for. And I know Stephanie's still been working with getting more that we are able to bill for, so she's been working with families, with the company that we use for the billing services and working on all of that. We have transitioned into more of an electronic file or claim filing with that same company with no additional costs using them. So then those claims are getting submitted more timely, and those reimbursements are coming in too.
Is there discussion?
Yes, actually, I wanted to ask a couple of questions. I understand we're down, I see that, I noticed it when I look back at the other stuff. Are we properly staffed still, or are we like going down staff-wise on it? And that's why we're like saving the money? Okay. No, that's what I was wondering.
And part of that reason could be because we did run shorter last year and really had to juggle the staff that we had, and where we've got that filled this year too.
Okay, I just want to make sure we're not saving money because we're cutting positions that we need for it.
No,
All
if
right.
we can staff them, we are going to.
All right, thank you.
There's no further discussion. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the special education deficit request.
It's been properly motioned to approve the special education deficit request as written and recommended. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
It's been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Next, we have approval of the secondary handbook update, eligibility. Eligibility and grade checks. Grade checks will occur every 2 weeks. If a student has a failing grade at the time of a grade check, they have until the next grade check, 2 weeks, to raise the grade. If failing grades are not resolved by the next grade check, the student becomes ineligible for the following 2 weeks. To regain eligibility, the student must no longer have any failing grades at the next grade check. Ineligibility applies to all student extracurricular activities for grades 7 through 12. The recommendation is to approve the eligibility and grade check updates to the secondary handbook as presented. Is there a discussion?
How does that, is it 4 weeks currently? I thought they were currently checked every 2 weeks.
So, yeah, and I told Beckel to watch his son play football, so I ran in here. When we went to SRG, we got rid of all that, because with SRG, to try and check every 2 to 4 weeks didn't make any sense. So you didn't have any 2 to 4 week checks at all. You just resulted back to the norm in most schools, which is that 20-day sit rule if you fail a class at the end of semester. Now that we went away from SRG, it didn't really hit us till we started grading 2 weeks in, and we sat in an admin team, we're like, there's no reason not to go back to doing this checking. The difference with this to what historically was done, historically, you got that F on the grade check, right? Just one. And you sat 4 weeks. And then if your grade was up, you got to go. The change here is it incentivizes kids and coaches to work together to where, okay, you've got an F. Now you're going to miss practice. You're going to go sit after school. You're going to work with the teachers. We're going to do study tables. We're going to get the grades up and get that good habit going to where you then don't miss. But it's only 2 weeks. So then if you don't get it up, then you're out. If you do, then you're not out. And then it means more checks. Now, that doesn't solve the whole picture, right? Because athletes aren't a large percentage of kids that are failing, but they are a percentage, and this is a decently easy way to start.
So essentially, you're giving them a grace period, and this is giving them
Yep.
less time sitting out, but more of a chance to
Right.
correct that. in
From
that
my
time.
standpoint, I looked at it as more of a positive from the coach, because now as a coach, even though a lot of our coaches are really good at staying on it anyways, but this is a grade report, it pops up, it's an immediate, you don't need to be here today, go get this done, and it's, if I know you get it done, you're back in 2 weeks, instead of, well, you're out 4, I'll put you, not that I'm saying this would be done, but I can put you to the wayside, I don't have you for 4 weeks, so what does it matter? It kind of, again, trying to create positive flow, so.
And in that 2 week, they can practice, they can do that, but they have to be working on their grade. Like, they know, like, if you don't get this up in 2 weeks,
You're only
you're
at the
out.
competitions, yep.
Okay.
It does not change anything with the state 20-day sit rule, which used to be a 30, it's a 20 now. But,
Okay.
that one is end of semester, that's everybody.
Okay.
Is there any further discussion? All right, seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I will make a motion to approve the eligibility and grade check updates for the secondary handbook as presented.
It's been properly motioned to approve the updates as presented to the handbook. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
It's been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye. Aye. Opposed? All right. Next, we have the trophy cases. Recommendation to approve Wicket Woodworks LLC for the build and installation of trophy cases for $14,680. Is there a discussion?
Are these replacing?
Yeah, so the west hallway, the wrestling, I'm going to call it wrestling at the time. If you notice, we actually ran out of room in 2019 to put those state plaques up. For 4 years, it's been on the big project lists that we run, and so we've been fundraising towards this. What goes in now down that hallway is not only tons of extra room for wrestling to be caught back up and continue, but the entire wall of pride on the other side will be behind glass that matches, so now they're not tilting around all the time. And then in the middle of that is a whole nother one, which allows us to do like in-season plaques. So when cross-country wins a meet, track wins a meet, maybe they're not going to state and winning something, but they're winning things and we want to recognize it. It can not be sitting in my office, but then sit out for people to see. So, and then we'll just rotate those through. So that whole hallway, so
How much money did we fundraise for it?
all of it.
So we're not spending any money out of our normal budgets or anything else, this is all fundraiser money?
$0, yes, sir.
Okay.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, is there any,
This has been like years in the making, right? That was well before my time, but.
all right. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I motion to approve the funds to Wicket Woodworks for the new trophy cases.
Been properly motioned to approve the request as presented. Do I have a second?
I will second.
Been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye. Aye. Opposed? All right. Next, we have the 25-26 district priorities. The recommendation is to approve the 25-26 district priorities as presented. And you should have got a copy of that as part of your board packet. Is there a discussion? All right. Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve the 25-26 district priorities as presented.
Been properly motioned. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor signified by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Next, we have the upcoming dates. We have the Facilities Committee, Facilities Community Meeting on October 15th at 2025 in the secondary library at 6 o'clock. And then our next board meeting is October 27th, 2025. Also, I'd like to remind everyone, we got homecoming week this week, and we got the parade on Thursday. So make your way out to the parade to support everybody, and then obviously the game and the dance. So, and coronation as well. Yep, that's the same night of the parade. Thank you. All right. Anything else? All right. Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I will make a motion to adjourn.
We're properly motioned. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
We're properly moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right. We are adjourned.